Hello, Sister Ella again. Well, Sunday's Mother's Day. I hope you are preparing wonderful things for your mum. Remember, she deserves it. So, you know this man that I keep talking about, this Don Bosco, priest in Italy? Well, he was a wonderful man, but he had a wonderful mum. And she's known as Mama Margaret, or Mama Margherita in Italy. Well, she's so wonderful that she's probably going to become a saint. They're working on it, so look out for it. So she's one mum that will become a saint one of these days. I know you think your mum's a saint already. I'm sure she has to be to look after you. Anyway, that name, Mama Margaret, has really had a wonderful, wonderful growth in a place in Africa. Big city of Nairobi, which is a very beautiful city, but it has slums in certain quarters. And of course, that's where our sisters work, because we always try to look after the children who are in most need. Well, one of our sisters working there, her name's Sister Eleanor, and she's Scottish like me. She comes from East Kilbride. Eleanor was very upset because she saw all these children running about very, very, very early in the morning, nobody looking after them. So she looked into the problem, found a place for the children to be gathered, which grew into a nursery school, which grew into a bigger school, and now there's also a training centre there. Just shows you what can be done when somebody looks into things. Anyway, the mothers of these children, the children were running about because their mothers went off to work very, very, very early in the morning, had to lock their little shack where they lived, and the children were just left to their own devices. And what were the mothers doing? Well, the poor mothers were washing the dungarees and the overalls of the men who worked in the abattoir. Do you know what an abattoir is? It's where animals are slaughtered. So you can imagine the blood on these overalls and these dungarees. And these poor mamas, these poor mothers, had to scrub these dungarees, and they had to pay for the water, and they had to pay for the soap. And their poor hands, you can imagine what were like. Now, Sister Eleanor, who had gathered the children, she interested herself and our sisters in the mothers, in the mamas. And she realised that there was more to these mothers, that they had more gifts, that they had more skills than they were using scrubbing the blood-stained dungarees and overalls of these people who worked in the abattoir. So they began to encourage the women to show what they could do. And they could make very, very fine, beautiful pieces of jewellery. So the sisters began to encourage that. And one of our teachers in a school in Liverpool, she and her husband went out to Nairobi with their family, and they too were impressed by what these women could do. And they encouraged them further. And the husband of our teacher, a businessman, he thought, maybe we could link up and maybe we could sell this stuff in Britain and send the money back to help the centre in Nairobi. And that is what happened. And the teacher from our school became the head of a Salesian school in Bolton. And with her husband's help, they built up a wonderful organisation, and the children in the school actually won the Observer Ethical Award for the way they had utilised the skill of these women out in Africa, and then the young people. And of course it helped the young people with their business acumen and all the marvellous things that came from that. So that is called the Mama Margaret, Mama Margarita, Mama Margaret initiative or scheme. And it's still going on now. And many of our friends have gone over. One is a headmistress, and she has taken a whole group of her staff and other headmistresses with her to work in that centre, which is now a training centre, and they've worked hard, and they've got a 2-storey building now. And these mamas, these wonderful mamas who were working so hard, are now working in another way, sewing machines, knitting machines, and continuing their jewellery. So just shows you what a mama can do. Look after yours.